Hey guys, welcome back in. I'm gonna continue this build a little bit. Got a little bit of time tonight, so try to get a little bit done on this. I did go in last night and moved a few things around. Yeah, you'll see when I load in here. I had to, I didn't like how the initiators kind of staggered, so I moved everything up by a half a floor. Put all my light panels in place. I am going to do a spiral or a helix on top and bottom. Yeah, originally I had them staggered twice, but I'm going to do them all individually now. Glitching a few here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So they kind of stagger like this, pretty much the purple on top of the purple. And also it keeps these looking nice and neat. Instead of having two of them kind of stacked up right next to each other, it would be a nice clean line of them going down like that. So, but yeah, there'll be 64 around here, another 64 going up, and 64, well actually it's only going to be 60 going up and down, and then 64 in the center. So, it'll be similar to that first one I showed, but this is going to be, I think it's going to be a little bit taller. Yeah, you can see I left all these here just in case I mess something up. I can bring that back. Or if I end up deleting one in the middle, you know, I can always bring them up from the, you know, this ring right here. So, but what I'm stuck with now is, I do want to put in some type of base to this. So, I don't, okay, I did figure it out here. I can remember if I actually saved this last night or not. So instead of my floor being way up here, now it's going to be way down here somewhere. And it looks like it's going to pierce right through where that other one was. So I'm going to have to drop this whole circle down. But at the same time, I'm thinking about having more of these facing upward. I have another base called the Well of Light, and it has this blue light shining up through the center of the circle. So I'm thinking about putting something like that in the center here, but I don't know how many floors it takes up. Actually, can I just copy that? Yeah, that won't work. Oh yeah, you're only supposed to have one of these in a base. That's right. Actually, it's going to take up 3, so 2.5. So I could actually get away with probably a 24-sided circle on the bottom. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with that though. Try something here. Just gotta remember which way I want to flip this thing. Oh, I'm gonna have to go the opposite direction, aren't I? That's center, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Try this. Yeah, a lot of the stuff is just kind of experimenting. That's gonna push these way up though. I don't know if I like that. I'm gonna have to come down one more. I don't like the place on that one either, so put down another one. I found that those computer screens are going to end up being in the way. I have to figure out a way to hide those. The floor is going to be right here. I don't think I like that. Let's do something like this. Those computer screens are really screwing me up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out something else to do down here. I'll have to work on that. See, that's why so much time stuff takes forever to build. It's just you're kind of trying to build things on the fly. There is something I do want to do before I forget to do this. I need to go get some glitch separators. I know there's some in the system. I think it's right over here. Yep. I might do something with these in the center. Another one I was thinking, I'm just trying to kind of figure things out as I go. Yeah, I'm on kind of a newer save, so there's a lot of stuff I don't have yet. I think I only got like 15 hours or something on this save. Avoid going to that base because it might be kind of laggy over there. I just have to run down here, find a separator real quick. And I think I'm actually going to hit the anomaly too, because I don't have the new building parts either. I'm sure I got a bunch of stuff in Quicksilver too. Alright. That one right there. These glitch separators are easy to spot right away. Got a few here. That'd be plenty. Now, can I put these down here, actually? Yeah, one little trick you can do is just take one and just, as long as you don't leave your build screen, you can put down a bunch of them. And go right into your inventory. A lot of times when I build on a glitch planet, I'll go find a couple and I'll put a bunch of them right at the outside of the base. That way I can, if I ever need one, I can pick them up real easy. I don't have to look for them. Especially the glitches that are harder to find. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the anomaly while it's fresh in my mind. So I haven't actually had much time to mess around with the new space station parts. So I'm gonna pick up some of that stuff. Yeah, what I do when I build and stuff like this is I always play solo mode. That way I don't have to worry about, you know, people being in the way or, you know, give me a hard time when I'm trying to build. Go over and see this dude. Okay, I still have to buy these. Alright, so.
Collectible received. Collectible received.
Okay, I got most of that stuff then. Good. I'm not missing as much as I thought I was. Oh, I think I still got expedition stuff though. I don't think there's... Oh, there are building parts in there. I'll have to run back down and check them. Yeah, buy all this stuff.
Item received. 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 Item received.
Yeah, I messed around with this stuff a little bit, but not very much. See if I can come up with something kind of neat. I know these server blocks, the orange and blue, you can merge together and get kind of like a pinkish light out of. I might be able to do something with those. Alright, so those are good. Pretty sure I have everything else. I think I have some posters and stuff from Expeditions and the other vendor.
Collectible received. Collectible received. Collectible received.
Yeah, I don't bother with the companions and ships and stuff. I just want the building stuff. Although there is a trick you can do with the staff. You go in to buy it, you can see where your supercharged slots are. And you can see your damage too. And like this one wouldn't be too bad. But if I decline it, go back in, I can look at it again and get a different layout. You know, now this supercharge is over here, my damage is higher than it was. What you're looking for is like an L shape. An L shape would be your best bet. You can just keep going in. You can spend hours just trying to get a really good roll on this. Which I'm gonna do at some point. Okay, you got supercharged here. And over here, so this one's just junk. That's a little thing you can do. What do they have for ships? This is the only ship I have. No, this is one of the expedition saves. I don't even think I changed my character. I'm kind of apprehensive of glitching all those initiators in before I know what I'm going to do with my floor. So I don't think I'm going to bother doing that yet. Where's my planet? can't remember what the name of the planet I was on was called. Column planet. It's gotta be behind us. Oh, that's probably it right there. Yep. And it looks like I'm gonna have to jump out for a few minutes. My dog's gotta go out. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to. I'll get myself landed. I'm gonna run him out real quick. So what I think I might do is, I think I'm gonna figure out my floor before I glitch in all those raceway initiators. One thing I do want to do though is actually it's really not important. Like I was saying earlier about the those glitching separators, because you do run out of them eventually. So what I do, just to make sure that I don't actually run out, is I'll put a few of them over here, just so if I screw something up, I can always take them and copy them. I've never had to actually use them like that, but there's always a first time for everything. Alright, I'm going to jump out for a few minutes here, run the dog out, and I'll be right back. I think I'll just work on, probably just move all these floors down. I was thinking about just setting up another circle, but it's going to be kind of a pain to try to glitch in between all those. So. And plus I might need to flip some stuff over too. Hopefully not. But just going to build mode here. A little bit of view. I am gonna go turn this on just in case. I want to see if people are actually visiting this system or not. So turn my network on. Okay, I will be right back. Let's see here. I think I'm going to use those glitching separators. I just want to do a quick measurement thing here. I can figure out how much, because I need to raise my light floor up a little bit, because I want the glitching separators to sit on top of the floor. Grab one of these, just stick it over here. That's not gonna work. I can tell already, so. It just has to be slightly above it. Alright. This down. Bottom one's gonna mess me up. Yeah, that's gonna be too high, I think. Yeah, see, I want it to be wedged right in, so. I don't know, maybe that other one worked? I don't think it will, though. I think it's gonna be. I think that's gonna be too high. For this. Four of them. That looks better. Yep, that's. Thought that was gonna be perfect. It will kind of work, but I don't want it to disappear. Actually, it's not gonna be. I'm gonna be using glass in the center, so I don't think it will matter. Trying to see how much this actually does stick up. Yeah, it's not very much. It's hard to tell with these sometimes. I'm just watching the animation it's going through. I know this probably isn't very exciting to watch. I think that'll work out though. Because I'm going to be using most likely the ally floors. Actually, I'll just delete that out. This might be able to give me a little better perspective on it. We can actually see. Yeah, that'll work fine. I mean, even at the lowest level, you can still see it. So that'll be the measurement I'm looking for. Actually, I'll just leave that set up right there. And I think I'm just going to create a whole new circle down here, as opposed to dropping all of these. Actually, I gotta mute here for a second. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna build a whole new circle. Yeah. One thing I want to do is make sure I'm using the same center point here. How far down am I? 6 walls down. Now I started over here, so it's not a big deal. It's just if I'm worried about symmetry or anything like that, I want to make sure I start the same direction. You know, my starting direction. Alright, copy one of those. Yeah, and as you see, I moved my blocks down further when I did this too. And before I get too carried away, I just want to just make sure that these are going to line up right where I want them to. They'll be right there in the middle. And they look good there, but I can also, if I want to bring this block up, it'll give me a closer reference point. That way I can tell if they actually look centered. It's hard to tell because the way they wobble. If you watch their animation, they should all line right up. So, just do this real quick. Alright. Get these out of here. And like I was saying, I only have a couple hours to do this. I spend half my time goofing off doing other stuff. Alright. So all I'm going to do is build a 32-sided circle. I can probably get away with a 24, but 32 is just kind of easier to work with. Plus it gives me more area on the outside for landing pads and stuff. I have to remember. Alright. Yeah, I'm just going to get this going. See, this is another reason why I wanted to get the floor done first, because I wouldn't have to worry about trying to build circles under a bunch of initiators that are flashing constantly. Just make things a little bit easier. Alright, so that one's done. Now I'll just move these out. the first circle, I'd like to kind of do it like this for the first couple rows because they're so close together. Sometimes it's easy to miss them. It also gives me a chance to kind of count them as I put them into. That way I know I'm not missing any. See, like I was missing a floor there. I couldn't get that one to snap in because I missed one that second row. Alright. And I'm coming out 5. There is a gap here. Easy way to fix that is what I'll end up doing. I'll end up doing it towards the end, but all you do is you move it in a paver. Or, you know, it'll mess up it can make the middle look kind of messy, depending on how you have it. But I don't have to worry about the center on this. Because I'm going to have glitching separators in the middle. It's going to kind of cover that up. Just going to build this all the way out. Then what I'm going to have to do is figure out my spacing on the glitching separators. I'm going to have to build another 64-sided circle for that. I think I'm going to go with 2 different colors for separators, so that might be a challenge. When you have that many light floors that close together in a small circle, they can be a challenge to keep straight, especially if you're going with 2 different colors. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll make a 64-sided circle, but I'll only put in 32 light floors. I'll glitch in my separators, and then I'll delete all the light floors and put in 32 for the second color. I just have to make sure I put them in the correct location. And only put in, you know, the amount you're supposed to. We'll see when we get there. Alright, so I got that done. What I'm gonna do, the same thing I did up at this top one. I'm just gonna put pavers in just to hold a location. Because I'm going to leave that top scaffold in there just in case I need it for anything else, or if I decide I want to put in like a little pathway or something up top. Again, I still have my center point for that top circle also, so if I need that, I still have it. Alright, now get rid of all this junk in the middle. I was hoping to get on earlier tonight, but I'm stuck in traffic, so that ate up about a half hour more than I wanted to. It seems like once the sun comes out, they want to do road repairs on every road possible. So, let's see here. Looking for my starting point. Alright, it's over here. I just want to be really careful not to delete my wire here. So I always delete from the outside of the floor. There's my wire, so now I can be a little more careless. Delete all these. Alright, so that's my 32. Now I'm going to build a 64. All I'm going to do is start right there. Then get my other side here. Bring it back to the middle. Delete the long wire. Alright, that's what I need to build a 64. Start pulling one of those together. Ooh, almost messed that up. I did mess that one up though. And like I did before, I'd like to kind of move these out so that I know I'm glitching the right location when I do this. I'm using this as kind of like a guidance point. Alright. What I want to do is line up on that center point, go over 2, go back to the center. I'm just making sure I'm lined up with that one. So I'm going to go over 2 this way, back to the center. I'll do the same thing on this side. Alright. And I always double check to make sure those all look evenly spaced. Because you don't want to screw up this part. You screw this up, you gotta start all over. And again, every time I do a glitch from here on out, I end up putting a floor in place so that I don't accidentally try to glitch on the same point twice. That's another thing that'll really mess you up. Glitch it in, put a placeholder floor, work my way right around. There'll be 8 of them this time. Because every time you double it up, you double the amount of glitch points. And as I'm working my way around, I'm just making sure, like the next one's gonna glitch in right here, then the last one will be right here. I just want to make sure everything's nice and even. Nothing's like sticking up anywhere or too close to other pieces or whatever. One. And the final one. Alright, now you just tell because it all looks nice and even. So that's a 64. I'm always careful when I delete this one too, that way I don't delete my wire by accident. build out 2 on each of these. I have a feeling the light floor is going to be right in the middle. Actually, I'm going to build out 3. Just in case. Actually, I'll do the center one first. Yeah, these little floors, it can be really easy to miss one when you do this. Especially if you lose track of where you are. You can always put it in after the fact, but sometimes it can be a pain to line it up. Yeah, luckily I can see the outline of the floors. So. Alright, so that row is done. Actually, I'm just going to do the same thing here. And do it faster this way. I just realized I never made my height adjustment. So I need to rebuild this whole area again. I never made that height adjustment I was just doing for like glitching separators. So start this all over. At least it doesn't take long to do. I just want to make sure I don't lose that wire. Alright. Get rid of all this. I knew I missed a step there. Alright. Myself a floor. Make sure I glitch on the correct line here. And what I'm gonna do is, because that wire is in the wrong spot now, all I do is I pull my wire from the opposite side. Go right there. Then I delete that. Alright. So, let's see. So let me get out of here and save. I haven't saved in a while. Actually, I'm gonna hop over a minute and grab myself a quick drink here. A drink, use the bathroom real quick, so I will be right back. Alright, that took way too long. Of course, I had to have to play 20 questions on the way back. Alright, so I came up 4. Alright. So I have my center point down here. What I'm going to do is raise this up 4. Down 3. Double check myself. Yep. What I do is I delete a couple of these just because it's easier, less snap points for it to run into. And I noticed that raised up pretty much about a floor thickness, so that's going to be what I'm looking for. Now, I'm just going to create a new center point here, but what I could do is actually yeah, I'm not going to bother with that. I don't want to start talking about flipping your wires and stuff like that. Alright, I'm going to delete those out. And one of these. Create a whole new center point. I am going to leave that bottom one there just in case something goes really wacky, but shouldn't really need it. I might leave it there in case I want to glitch in something on the bottom of this thing. So, alright. Alright, got my center point. I could have used a small floor there, but sorry. I just want to make sure I'm connecting to the top wire, not the bottom one here. I'll delete that long wire. Alright. Alright, now let's build this thing all over again. Yeah, that bottom wire might be a pain. I just have to make sure I'm glitching to the right wire each time. Not gonna be too big of an issue. I'll know right away if it's off, though. It'll be tilted, so. I'll just do the same thing again. Make my 32 and my 64. I'm glad I noticed before I built the whole thing out and started putting in glitch and separators. That would have been good. I'm just glad to be being back to doing some building. Videos are fun to make and all, but I've been craving building. I always do it like this so that instead of trying to eyeball it, that way I know it's definitely pointing in the right direction. I see a lot of people, they'll use walls instead of floors. They'll put a wall here instead. It's easier for me visually to see it as a floor. So, alright, so go to the left first. Put that one in. That one. so those are all good. Delete those. Alright, and last circle. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna purposely mess this last one up so you can see what I mean if something's tilted. Yeah, because you can tell right away something doesn't look right there. So that means you glitched the wrong wire. All you do is delete it out and do it again. Just make sure you go the right wire this time. There we go. And just check them just to make sure they all look good before you delete all these. You don't want to have to go back and repeat another step. Or build a whole floor again like I did earlier. So, just start at this one, just work my way right around. What I might do is I might use, instead of just doing with, you know, one row of glitch and separators, I'm going to see what it looks like with 2 rows. I want it to stay as a solid item though. I don't want it to kind of break up. So I don't know if that will work or not. But I want it to look like just one long glitch and separator. And have it be a complete circle, not have the edges kind of breaking or anything. So I don't know if that's going to be possible or not. I'll try it out, see what happens. Alright, there's the first one. I think I might have to go up to 128 sided in order to get 2 of them to work, but I'm hoping I don't. If I do, then I'm not going to bother with it. I'll just go with a single row. I'll just concentrate on making sure I hit each one of these as I go around, so I don't miss any. Alright, this will be the last row. What I'm thinking is having the center area be flat, but, you know, like the first couple floors be flat and then have the other ones angled down a little bit. I just have to figure out if it's going to look good or not. But normally I don't angle them very much. It'll only be like a floor thickness. Just it's a very slight incline. Just makes it look a little more fancy. Alright, that should be all of those. And do a save, because I don't want to build that circle a 3rd time if I crash or anything. Alright. Now I gotta be careful. One thing I do like to do though, I'll take these and I'm actually going to mark that center one. Should be that one. Now I'm just gonna count to myself as I make my way around. This is just me double checking, making sure none of these got missed. You don't have to actually count it, you just want to make sure, like where your green dots are, that they move the same distance each time. Sometimes I will count along with it, like I'm counting along with it now, but you want to make sure none of these are missed. So that 30 seconds you're taking now can save you a lot of time if something is screwed up. So those are all there. I just want to keep an eye on my wire also. Just go around, delete these slowly. Yeah, I forgot I had that second wire. Alright. Now I want to see quickly how these are going to line up. And I am going to have to get rid of this. Actually, it's only going to be that one row. This might be open a little. Well, actually, those raceway initiators are going to take up some space too. So, are they going to take up that much space though? It goes right to the edge of that. So I want to check this also. See, that's gonna, those will overlap a little. I'm not gonna push all of these in. Let's see how much area these are gonna take up. Okay, that'll actually work out alright. Good, it's gonna be a solid floor under it too, so it's not like you can fall through it. Yeah, that'll work fine. Oh. See, that's one way you can lose your glitch and separators, which actually, let's set a couple down here. Actually, take a look at my colors as well, because I'm going to do a blue. I don't really want like a dark blue either, and this blue is just too light, so a lot of times I go with the red and blue. It's a little bit darker. So I'm gonna go with that one. And with my purple. Yeah, I'll probably go with the regular purple one. Okay, so those are gonna be my two colors. Just gonna save this real quick. Alright. So another thing I want to check. Okay, that is no center. Okay. I'm just thinking. I'm pretty sure these things are going to go, I think the separators are going to split at the end of them if I try to go out too. Trying to figure out how I'm going to test this without messing anything up. Oh, I'm just going to put these here as kind of safety. Okay, I just deleted 2 of those. Yeah, it's going to be a pain to see which ones. Alright. That one. That one. Alright. Well, let's see how these are going to look. Luckily, I can just go down here, and they're not going to separate. That will actually, that will work. But one thing I do want to take a look at also is what floor number is that going to start at? It should start at... Oh, that actually lines up perfect. Well, not perfect, but better than I thought it was going to. Alright. See, what I was trying to avoid was where these two meet up. I didn't want there to be a split at the end of it. So that will actually work out really well. Because I can come out 2 floors and then I can start to angle downward. That I'll have to figure out, but that won't be a major issue. Alright, so get rid of those. Get rid of these 2 light floors. Now I should have 5 of these to snap in. Oh yeah, I only actually deleted 3. Okay. Oh, those are okay. I'm gonna have to build these out anyway. To go out 1 more ring. I just don't want to line up now. Actually, why am I doing that? The easier way to... Oh, yeah. I want to go 2 different colors, so... I have to be a little careful there. Yeah, if I was going with 1 single color, it wouldn't be too bad. don't know if I want to stagger the colors either. Might be too much. You know, go, you know, blue on the outside, purple on the inside, or I don't know. Gotta see how the colors merge together, though. I'm gonna do the same thing with the small floor, though, or this thing here. Check all these because those snapped in kind of weird. Those going around. Good. Alright. Worst comes to worst, I have my center point I can use. Scroll out. Quick save. Come on. I should have just left that there. Now I do want to check a couple things before I make a final decision here. Two different setups here. I'm gonna go blue. See, they're misleading when you look at them from the top. Alright. Blue there. There. Purple, purple, blue, be careful when you delete these. I don't know if I like that blue. It almost looks black. Yeah, I think I like the solid all the way through, as opposed to it having it split halfway. See if I can change this blue though. It just looks weird. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the blue light. That looks better. Change that right now so I don't forget. Yeah, because they wave around, so having them split up like that doesn't look so great. Not as good as I was hoping it would look. Alright. So this might not get as messy as I thought it might, but I wish I'd stopped deleting that. Coming to... Yeah, they're gonna end up being kind of a pain to try to line up. So I'm gonna... Just to make sure I don't lose where I am. Do that, just to... What I'm gonna do is I'll glitch in all the blue ones and I'll glitch in all the purples. The problem is I want to make sure I skip every other thing spot when I do this. And of course, just make sure you're glitching in the right direction. Yeah, it's easy to notice, you know, when you're, you know, towards the beginning of it, but when the circle starts closing, things get closer, it'll be a little bit harder to tell. Like right here is going to be kind of difficult to tell which one I'm on. I want to make sure I'm right in the middle. Alright. I look for anything that doesn't look right, and at the same time I'm making sure my arrow, top of my arrow is pointed inside. And those are all glitched in the right direction. Alright, those are all going to be good as well. Alright. Yeah, I'm not a compulsive saver, so it's one of those things. Now I know where my center point is, so I'm going to start right there, work my way around. Start with the blue. What I'll do is I'm just going to do the entire outside ring, and then I'll do the inside. After I get the outside ring done, I'll just make sure they're all there. You can do this from the bottom too, that way you can actually see them glitch in. I just don't like building on top, you know, stamping on my head. Easier for me to do it this way. And plus, if you look right towards the end of the light floor, you can actually kind of see them glitch in. You get a little bit of orange. That way, you know, they actually glitched in. So I'll go around, do outside ones, then the inside. Because I know where my starting point was, I know where to stop. It doesn't take long to build a lot of stuff, it's just getting everything prepared. It's like all those raceway initiators. I mean, that'll only take, you know, 20 to 30 minutes to glitch them all in. So that should be all of these. And if there's any missing, you'll see it right away, and you'll just glitch it right in there. So, all right. Before I do get carried away, though, I'm gonna get rid of this thing in the middle here. And I'm actually going to get rid of my wire as well. I am going to keep that lower wire, so if I do need to make some type of weird adjustment on this level, I have a way to come back to it. So typically I tell people to leave their wires as long as they can, but I have a feeling that this wire might phase delete out these glitching separators, so I don't want to take that chance. I'm getting rid of that. Alright. Now let's bring in the rest of these. That's weird. Alright, last one. Alright. And it will always look a little bit weird because glitching separators are weird like that. Because of the movement and everything. So it doesn't look like a nice clean circle. But it is. Alright. So that those are all put in. Click save. Now go down and take out these light panels very carefully. See, like, actually, you see at the top where it says target park light floor, look for that, because if it says anything else, because if I take that out and hover over here, it should say glitching separator. Just kind of pay attention to what it says your target part is. You can actually kind of just make sure you're right on top of the light floor. Work your way right around. I always make sure the actual light floor is highlighted and it shows it as the target part. The outer ring won't be too bad because a little bit of space there. Alright. That's one color down. Now we'll do the same thing, but we'll shift over one position. And that will drop the purples right in the middle. So I'm doing the same thing, it's just I skip every other spot. And if you think your count's off or something, you look at the top of your light floor where the green direction symbol is. It'll show it right in the middle of here, you know, right where the separator's going to be. So if you're not sure if you're in the right spot, it'll be right in the center. You just want to make sure you're keeping the same direction with your light floor too. You can go around and do this pretty quickly now. Yeah, you got a bunch of those little green symbols, but the one right in the middle is the important one. Alright, so that row is done. Now I just repeat the same thing. At least the inside circle, you don't have to worry about skipping spots. It'll line right up. Again, you just want to make sure you've got the correct glitch in direction. Alright, that's all set. Quick save. And do these purple ones. Oh, I gotta jump out for a second, guys. I got a call. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm probably gonna have to cut it short here. When I get these put in though, I'll do the same thing. What I'm actually gonna do is move this over so I know where my starting point was, and do the same thing. Oops. I don't like missing glitches. There we go. And I can kind of see the outline of the glitch and separator when I glitch it in. I can see it through the floors. So I know that the glitch took place. So I can go around somewhat quickly here. One more. Now I just want to verify they're all in here. I'm just gonna make my way around. I'm only looking at the purple ones right now to make sure they're hitting every other spot. It can be kind of difficult because they move around, but alright, those look alright. Now, again, I'll go back to my starting point and do the center row now. These show up easier. Easier to spot them when you do this. Something's weird there. Oh, that's where my wire is. Want to skip over that. Wondering why that connector looked weird. So I'm just making sure I see that like orange highlight when it first glitches in. The way I know it glitches in. Alright. And that was the last one. I believe. Yeah. Let's go underneath. Might be a little harder to see them. Well, it doesn't seem too bad. It's the way they kind of blend together. Just want to make sure. Over there. Yeah, that wire is over here. That's what was screwing me up. that one that's pointed up. I thought maybe I had a light floor facing the wrong direction. Alright. So those look fine. Also verify it in the middle too. Yeah, once they get moving around like this, they can be a pain to double check. Looks like everything's good there. Alright, what I'm going to do is make a quick save. Actually, I want to save over here. Yeah, like lately I've been falling through floors when I do reloads, so it doesn't seem to happen on random patterns. I'll just do a quick reload here. And that way all the floors are in sequence a little bit more. Then I'll delete out those light floors and start trying to put my floor together. I'm just going to use an alloy glass floor. If you want to just make sure all these separators are in place before you start deleting stuff and putting stuff down there. Because they still can phase delete out with different stuff, so the sequence is still kind of messy looking. Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts there. Pretty sure they're all in there. I don't think I missed anything. It can be difficult to tell with the color changing and everything. Everything looks good. I'm just gonna get rid of these light floors now. Go around nice and slow. Make sure your cursor is right on the light floor. Right. And outside. Alright. Move this over again. Alright. See, I wish that it didn't look so weird on the inside. Actually, the floor is going to hide a lot of that anyway, because it's so wonky. Alright, double check in here. The edges are... If you're missing something, you'll tell by the edges. So, it'll be very noticeable. I'm just double checking before I delete that outer ring. And everything looks good. So I'm gonna leave that thing there for now. Get rid of this outer ring. Alright. do want to check to see where this thing lines up. I'm gonna end up pushing these in, but I want to see. Okay, so it does fall right before it. Alright. I'm gonna delete that out. Let's see, small paver here. Alright. Now, see where it lines up with this. Yeah. I think that'll be alright. I'm gonna have to make an adjustment with these anyway. Just I don't know if I wanted to start showing in that location or not. You know what? Yeah, I think I'd rather not have that gap. Get rid of that. I might have to micro adjust both of these. So, this. Oh, will that snap? See how it looks from this direction. I think I might like that more. I'm just waiting for it to go through a whole cycle here. Yeah, I would put this floor there, but I think it's gonna phase delete out if I don't get that right. I'm just trying to see how far these actually show through the floor. Come on. Yeah, it sucks because I have to wait for the whole animation to go through. Yeah, I think that'll work. So that's going to be the plan here. So with that set up, so I'm only moving in one unit as opposed to two. And when I do my outside floor, those probably won't line up right. Well, I'm thinking out loud. Let's see here. I'm gonna have that. Oops. Yeah, that's gonna leave a little bit of a gap there anyway, so I'm gonna have to do the adjustment twice from out here, which isn't a big deal. Alright, so that's gonna be the plan. Get rid of all this junk. Be extra careful, make sure your pavers are still here. At least there's only 32 of them, so it's not too bad. Grab one of these. electric there. I wave right around and do the other adjustment. I can just pull them right from here. I don't care if the color's different. Yeah, because I think I'm gonna angle out the outer ring on this too, so that won't be tonight, that's for sure. Why is it the adjacency glitch is like the hardest one for me to pull off now? Yeah, sometimes I'll miss it like 3 or 4 times in a row. Alright. Now I want to make sure I'm... No, let's start over here. I just want to make sure I'm glitching into the large paver, not into the small paver. That way I keep my distance, right? Alright, now delete these inside papers. Yeah, because actually, I probably don't even have to do this for all of them. Probably only use half of them, actually. I went too overboard. Because these are going to start to merge. They're going to start to merge right around. No. Might have to do them all. Stick all these in. I don't really have to worry about these facing any certain direction because these are just going to be placeholders for now. I'm still thinking I might want to do something right in the very center of this. You know, maybe use a like compound bulb or something like that to fill up the center. Do that, I'm probably gonna have to spin a bunch of those compound bulbs onto the center point. Because that I know I'll get phase deletion out of, so I probably won't do that tonight. But yeah, I gotta jump out here. So I'm gonna get in this row of floors and I'm gonna end up calling it a night. If I get on tomorrow, if I decide to go with that compound bulb thing, I'll probably show you guys how I do that. Or if I go with something else in the middle. It's always a possibility as well. But before I get too carried away, I want to make a save. I'm going to just try something down here. I don't want a chance deleting any of those separators. Let's see if that's going to delete them. Nope. Alright. I go in one more. Can I even get to the floor though? Oh, I can get to the floor. And it does delete them, so alright. Just want to be really careful there. It looks like I can probably get away with that. Nobody's gonna really see the center anyway. Alright. Now that I know deleting that panel ain't gonna be good. Let's see how much room. Where are they? These things. That's why I kept that center thing. Center wire. Okay, so I decided I want to do something with these. Just try a couple things. See if I can glitch a few of these in. So it looks like it'll fill up the area pretty well. It also helped to hide the floor a little bit too. Alright, so I think I'll probably end up doing that. As long as these wires aren't going to delete stuff, which I don't think they will. Yeah. Okay. So I don't want to save. What I want to make sure I do is do a reload restore point. That way I don't accidentally lose anything there. Cool. Alright, sorry about that. I've got to run. Okay, so I think I will do something with those compound bulbs and mess around with the floor a little bit. If I can get on a little bit earlier, hopefully I can stream a little bit more. So, alright guys, appreciate you guys swinging in and do a quick save here and log off. Alright, you guys have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.